Hey guys, it's Impressive came back again, and today we're going to be doing topics on the BET Extravaganza Awards. From the beginning to the end, it was giving nostalgic all over the place, and I was here for it. Like, I was literally here for the nostalgia. Were you? If you wasn't, we going to fill you in. Okay, so let's start from the looks. The looks was different. I love the looks. Okay, we're going to start with Maya. Maya was given like a rich, sexy, classy, baddie, sophisticated look. It was like it's gonna be different. Every look is gonna be the low. So it's right here. It was like a long cutout with like part of it the skin out, and this is why I say it was like rich, sexy, because it was given never seen before, but with the hint of I'll show some skin, and I got it like that, and you could tell how the material was made, the color, the design. It was given. I gave her a 10. Tisha Campbell. Now, when Tisha Campbell came out, it was so different. And she stated that, too, through her interview. It was something different for her. She never done it before. I never seen her with red hair. And it was giving vibrant, vivacious. Let's give a clap for her. And on top of that, hers was like long, too. It was giving like in the reds, burgundy type as Maya. And she had this nice little like buckle design, and it was giving, okay, I'm gonna be different and I'm gonna be unique. Well, I'm gonna be different, same day, unique and different, but I'm gonna be unique while doing something out of the ordinary that I never done before, while looking good doing it. And she done it. She did that. She ate that up. I'll give her a 9 out of 10. Sierra. Now, Sierra, many might disagree with me in this. Her look was, this is for pre-shows looks, but her look was giving hood hottie. And let me tell you why. Hood hottie, you know she likes to rep the A, and she had her A hat, and she had like a nice, cute, short, but I think the back was long, so it gave hood hottie with the touch of sexy. It gave all the elements of her and what she represented, and that's what I liked about it, and I love that. I'm giving her 9 out of 10 because she did that, and I just never seen nobody like with a hat and a dress. So that was kind of unique because, and when I mean a hat and a dress, not regular like dresses that go with hats. That was a different type of ensemble, and she was able to pull that off. And I never seen nobody pull something like that off with that type of ensemble. So she did her with one. Kiki was short, long, and it's like a silhouette because she was showing her little curves with a little classy, sexy. So like the front part was like short and curvy, which was like the sexy, but the classy part was like this long silhouette, like the long giveaway in the back, and I loved everything about that. She gets a 9 out of 10 too. Mm-hmm. Candy, curvilicious. Her black dress was so curvilicious. It gave her curves. It was like ba-boom, 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 and like the black was just doing its justice with the design. 10 out of 10. Now, I just want to quickly go with that because those are my best dresses to me. Now, with the pre-performances, it was giving nostalgia from beginning to end. That's why I said at the beginning and the end. From the Yang Yang twins to, I love when Honey Baby and Little Kim did they big one on the stage. I love that. I wish Kim had a little bit more, like, presence, but I love that she still pulled it off, despite anything she was going through probably that day. But I love that collab. It was a good collab, and it was a good exposure for Honey Baby. So, it was given. When the Yang Yang Twins came out, it was so nostalgic. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's going on? BT, is this you coming back to your normal form of performance? Of what black culture was, like, nostalgically meaning? Because I was just like, whoa. Well, and then I love how they honored some new artists that were soulful. They gave Busta Rhymes' son a chance to perform, and I love that because it made him give his own image, and I love about that. What else was nostalgic that was in my memory? Because it was from the beginning, and it was so nostalgic. Oh, I love when they was during the commercial breaks, playing old school songs. Like in the back in our days, you know. That's funny what we could say back in our days, because back in our days we couldn't say that because The older people were saying that, but now we can say that. Like if you're on your 20s, like we could say that. Millennials could say that now, and I love that. Now we're gonna get to the actual performances because I don't want to prolong anything. I don't want this video too long, but I'm just gonna catch up. So Jamie Foxx was being honored, which was cool. We love that. We love that he had the good performers. He came out swinging with guns blazing. With who his performers were representing him in his songs. We had, I think it was Stevie Wonder. We had, what was his performance? Because I love Jamie Foxx performances. Like all the artists that came out, it was he. I'm trying to remember what artist performed. If not, I don't remember. I'm gonna put it below. But his tribute was awesome. Now we're gonna go to because they've been having like I think it was like all total 4 or 3 icons, which was a lot going on. I was like overstimulated, but I loved it because it was like something that I could relate to because that was during my era and others. And I love that BET was just shining a light on real music and what music stands for and how the music then took us to where we are now, and hence why certain things was being sampled and all that good stuff, right? Now we come to Mariah performing. She performed her newest debut called Dangerous. And I love how like everything she does, she comes out like glamorous, big Aries energy. Shout out to her. Glamorous, sophisticated, with her angles. You know, she likes to shoot her angles. And she was performing. She doesn't normally move like that. But she let her singing do the justice, right? She said she don't have to move. I let my vocals talk, right? Literally. And I love that she had Anderson .Paak as I think the drummer. That was cute, and that was a cute, like, unique touch to add to her performance. What I wish was they did the same thing that they did with Jamie Foxx and had people sing some of her stuff before she came out and gave her speech. But I guess the time, the money, the budget was cut low, and it would have been longer, the show, because the show ended like around like 1 or like 12:40, around 12:40 Eastern Standard Time in New York. That'll be your time where you at. But it ended like a little long, and I loved it because it was nostalgic. Now, those are the tributes, and Snoop Dogg had a tribute too. And he was performing his hits by herself, like she did, but he had more like leeway. I feel like Mariah was the only one that didn't have her like performance a little long, prolonged, and I was like, I don't know if there's any agreements. You know, sometimes when you do things like this, contracts come involved, something here there. But that was like the beginning, and then like was it after or beginning? I think the 106 in Park tribute was dope, and I think that was before they started their little tribute, but I could be wrong. But that was like the beginning, in the part of the beginning. So we had the 106 in Park tribute. We had Bow Wow. We had Maya, and Maya was doing her big one. We had A. Marie. Okay, so for Maya, she still was able to hit her 8 counts. It ate it up like T. She performed Case of an X. A. Marie, she redeemed herself. I don't care what nobody say. A. Marie was able to redeem herself. She said, I just finished coming back out. I was gone for a little bit. Give me some leeway time. It takes a long time for people, voices to warm up if they don't use it. I don't know if people so fast to go on a hate train because she didn't come to their standards. But when you're a singer and you stop singing, you gotta recognize when you gotta warm up. And when you warm up, whether that's coming back out and singing again live or doing any type of singing exercise, you're gonna have a little crack because you haven't been singing. she was doing other things. So give her grace, okay? And she did good. She performed on One Thing Again, and she redeemed herself from the Tiny Desk. And I think with the Tiny Desk, their powerhouse of instruments was overpowering her, because she's a singer, but she's not like she don't sing. She sings, and I think her breath intake and all, like, she's not really a loud singer. So those instruments overpower her. Of course, she's gonna have trouble, because it's been a while, and she just got back out. Give her grace, but she performed. She danced good. Her dancing still apart. She still brought energy, and she still brought it, regardless of what people say. And I love it about her. Who else? Bow Wow, of course, Mr. 106 Park. He had to represent 106 Park with his big one. I love that. He had a good performance too. Who else do I remember? I don't remember everything, but I remember the key parts that stood out to me. I love when they brought out the host to host it and make it look like they were going into video, and they transitioned into the performance. So it was Free there. AJ couldn't make it. Terrence there. Roxy couldn't make it. It was Tigger, and I think, what's the other girl name? Oh my god, it was another girl that used to host it. I'll put it over here once I get it. Who else used to be a host? Bow Wow. He even host, like, he was able to, I don't know if he was able to be on it. I'm not sure, but who else was hostess before? Oh, Shantae. Am I saying it? Keisha Shantae. Am I saying it right? I think it was somebody else. I will put the list of them somewhere in this section of me talking, but yeah, they did it gracefully. Let's talk about the rap city play out. May not name shade. Little Chris, as always, he came through with the lyrics. He came through with the top performance. He kept going. He didn't stop. It was cool to see old artists, once again, from our time, get their shine, their proper shine that they always should get. When Kevin did the dropper thing, it was just so funny and hilarious to me, despite how I feel about him. But it was funny. It was funny because I used to like when he used to do that. So it was nostalgic. When I say the beat, if you haven't tuned in, you need to tune in from the beginning to end. I'm just wishing the key points that stood up to me. What else? Oh, from the speeches. I love that Doechii, despite I felt a certain way about, like, because they had nominees, and Doechii, I love that she shined light on what was going on in California during that performance, because no other celebrity was doing that when they gave a speech, and I was like, okay. And I'm like, okay, girl, I like that you did that. I like that you did that when you were nominated, because she could have, like, thank you, and I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to keep it pushing. She could have did it. She didn't do that. So I love that. I love that. Who else? Because it was a lot going on. It was so nostalgic to the point I was about to cry. Because I grew up in around that era of type of music. What else I remember that happened that stood out? Oh, go Widow. All right, let's see Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor's performance, despite how I liked it. Let's just say I liked it. She's a really good dancer, and she brought that. I think she brought out a new song, if I'm not mistaken. The chorus goes, I should have left your ass a long time ago. I don't know if that's the title, but that's what's in the lyrics. And she did good. I like that they gave artists, once again, nostalgic artists, a chance to shine, because they normally didn't do that in the past years of BET. I'll say around 2019 to 2021, it was shaky, in my opinion. And I love that. Let me stop. I'm like, MTV, you gotta come harder. You guys too, the VMAs. But back to BT Awards. What else that stood out to me that I liked, and I was like, wow. Oh, the Stevie Wonder speech. When Stevie Wonder gave his speech to introduce Jamie Foxx tribute, or I think it was after he was tribute, one or another. I think it was after. It was very alarming. When certain words he said, it was like, I thought you couldn't see. And it was giving, and it was funny because even Kevin Hart was like, afterwards was like, was it Kevin Hart or it was one of the artists, I forgot. It was one of the artists that commented on him after his speech. It was like, oh, I think it was Kevin Hart. It was like, he was like, how did you know to give me this award? Because the lady did not walk him over to give him that award to nominate somebody. And it was very, like, alarming. But it was funny at the same time because it's like, child. What else? Let me know if you guys want me to do a part 2 because I feel like I'm missing some stuff out. But this is like part 1. I will do part 2. So let me know in your comments below which you want me to cover and go over because I feel like I'm missing some things. But this is the things that stood out more to me. I'm trying to remember some more stuff because it was just so much joy because it's been a while since award shows were like that. And I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh my god, amen. But those are things that stood out to me in part 1 of the BT Awards review. I will be doing part 2 because I want to make sure I'm gonna take some notes down so that way I won't forget everything. But those are the things that stood out to me.